Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a reading from the new Sri Krishna Caitanya Book by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on April 3rd, 2019 in Sri Mayapur, India.
Chalam Mangalang Kayatayaganam Yatrivataman Mande Siguram Dinatadinam Paramanandamalavam Sri Chaitanya Isam Hare Om. That's it. So, we had some initiations.
Today we had some initiations,
And although Maharaja said one day we should have all the second initiations,
although Mahavaraha said that one day we should have all second initiations
so that we can preach specifically on the importance of the second initiation.
so that we can preach specifically on the second initiation.
Unfortunately, they didn't do that.
Unfortunately, they didn't do that.
So, Prabhupada told me that as a president, if I recommended people for initiation,
Prabhupada told me that as a president, if I recommend people for initiation,
that I could be a little lenient with the first initiation.
then I could be a little lenient for the first initiation.
But I should be very strict for the second.
But I should be very strict for the second.
Unfortunately, that same process is not being followed
But
universally.
unfortunately, the same process is not being followed universally.
So we'll have to have some persons who are specifically trained to test for the second initiation.
So we should have some persons who are specifically trained to see the devotees for second initiation.
Or otherwise require that everyone gets a Bhakti Shastri Bhakti Vaibhav exam.
Or otherwise, it requires a Bhakti Shastri or Bhakti Vaibhav exam,
Which would not be possible for everyone.
which would not be possible for everyone.
The glories of Nityananda Prabhu as Anantadev.
Glories of Nityananda Prabhu as Ananta Dev.
চৈতন্য ভাগবত আদি খণ্ড। প্রভু দাস সম্বন্ধ যুক্ত হইয়া একই বিষয় বিগ্রহের অবতার লীলার সহায়তা। মূর্তিভেদে আপনে হয়েন প্রভু দাস, সে সব লক্ষণ অবতারে প্রকাশ।
Lord Balaram, he comes in different forms
Lord Balaram, he comes in different forms
in the service of Lord Krishna.
in the service of Lord Krishna.
And these symptoms are manifested in his different incarnations.
And these symptoms are manifested in his different incarnations.
So Krishna is the origin of all incarnations.
So Krishna is the origin of all incarnations.
And Lord Balaram is his second body.
And Lord Balaram is his second body.
They are both one and the same identity.
They are both one and the same identity.
They differ only in form.
They differ only in the form.
So he is the first bodily expansion of Krishna.
So he is the first bodily expansion of Krishna.
And he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes.
And he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes.
Lord Balaram is the original Sankarshan.
Lord Balaram is the original Sankarshan.
He assumes 5 other forms to serve Lord Krishna.
He assumes 5 other forms to serve Lord Krishna.
And he does the work of creation in 4 other forms.
And does the work in 4 other forms.
And the form of Lord Sesha, he serves Krishna in various ways.
In the form of Sesha, he serves Krishna in various forms.
And all the forms, Lord Balaram serves, taste the transcendental bliss of serving Krishna.
In all the forms, Lord Balaram tastes the bliss of serving Lord Krishna.
The same Balaram is Lord Nityananda,
The same Balaram is Lord Nityananda,
the companion of Lord Gaura Sundara.
the companion of Lord Gaura Sundar.
So there's one marginal potency known as the Jiva.
So there's one marginal potency which is known as Jiva.
Sankarshan is the original shelter of the Purusha avatars.
So Sankarshan is the original shelter of the Purusha avatars,
in whom the world is created and in whom it is dissolved.
in whom the world is created and in whom the world is dissolved.
That Sankarshan, who is of pure goodness,
That Sankarshan, who is pure goodness,
is a partial expansion of Lord Nityananda
is a partial expansion of Lord Nityananda,
Balaram.
Balaram.
And Sri Balaram is the counter form of Lord Govinda.
Sri Balaram is the counter form of Lord Govinda.
Balaram's own expansion is called Maha Sankarsana.
Balaram's own expansion is called Maha Sankarshana,
And his fragment, the Purusha,
and his fragment, the Purusha,
is counted as a kola,
is counted as a kola,
a part of a plenary portion.
a part of a plenary portion.
So Rasai and Kiradaksai are both called Purushas.
Garbhodakshai and Chirodakshai are called both as Purushas.
They are plenary portions of Karanao Dasai Vishnu,
They are plenary portions of Karanodakshai Vishnu,
the first Purusha,
the first Purusha,
who is the abode of all universes.
who is the abode of all the universes.
So, this is the overview.
So this is just the overview.
Another second. So the Ananta Sesha has the universes on his head.
So Ananta Sesha has the universes on his head.
but they are so small, he's so powerful
But they are so small and he is so powerful
that he doesn't feel them on his head.
that he doesn't feel them on his head.
So he doesn't really know where they are.
So he doesn't really know where they are.
He has thousands of mouths and he sings.
He has thousands of mouths.
He sings the glories of Lord Krishna.
He sings the glories of Lord Krishna.
Although he sings in this way, he cannot find the end of Krishna's good qualities.
Although he sings in that way, he cannot find an end to the qualities of Krishna.
He serves Lord Krishna assuming all the following forms.
He serves Lord Krishna in assuming all the following forms: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, resting chair, residence, sacred thread, and throne.
He is thus called Lord Sesha,
He is thus called Lord Sesha,
for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna.
for he has attained the ultimate end of servitude to Krishna.
He takes many forms for the service of Krishna.
He takes many forms for the service of Krishna.
Thus he serves the Lord.
Thus he serves the Lord.
That person of whom he is a kola or portion of a
That person of whom he is a kola or a plenary part
of a plenary part,
of the plenary part,
is Lord Nityananda Prabhu.
is Lord Nityananda Prabhu.
Hariva.
Haribo.
Thus Lord Nityananda has unlimited incarnations.
Thus Lord Nityananda has unlimited incarnations.
So in transcendental emotion he calls himself a servant of Lord Chaitanya.
A servant of Lord Chaitanya.
Sometimes he serves Lord Chaitanya as his guru.
Sometimes he serves Lord Chaitanya as his guru.
Sometimes as his friend.
Sometimes as his friend.
Sometimes as his servant.
Sometimes as his servant.
Just as Lord Balaram played with Lord Krishna in these three different modes in Vraja.
Just like Lord Balaram played with Lord Krishna in these three modes in Vraja.
He considers himself a servant and knows Krishna to be his master.
He considers himself a servant and knows Krishna to be his master.
Lord Chaitanya is the same Lord Krishna and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram.
Lord Chaitanya is same as Lord Krishna and Lord Nityananda is Lord Balaram.
Lord Nityananda fulfills all of Lord Chaitanya's desires.
Lord Nityananda fulfill all the desires of Lord Chaitanya.
So this is explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi 5, 149 to 154.
So this is explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila 5.149 to 154.
মূল সংকর্ষণ শ্রী নিত্যানন্দ বলরামের দশবিধ গৌর কৃষ্ণ সেবা। সখা ভাই ব্যজন শয়ন আহ্বান, গৃহ ছত্র বস্ত্র যত ভূষণ আসন।
Lord Balaram serves Krishna in 10 different ways. As his friend, brother, fan, bed, carrier, residence, umbrella, garments, ornaments, and sitting place.
চিদ রাজ্যে স্বয়ং শুদ্ধ সত্যের মূল কারণ বিষয় বিগ্রহ হইয়াও দাস অভিমানে শ্রী শেষ সংকর্ষণের স্বীয় প্রভুকে সেবন। আপনে সকল রূপে সেবেন আপনে, যারে অনুগ্রহ করেন পাই সেই জনে।
So, all these forms,
So, in all these forms,
he is serving himself,
he is serving himself.
and those who receive his mercy,
And those who receive his mercy,
they can understand this absolute truth.
they can understand this absolute truth.
So just as the Swayambhu, Sri Krishna has personally appeared as the Swayam Prakash,
So, just as Swayamrup Sri Krishna has personally appeared as his Swayam Prakash,
Sri Baladev,
Sri Baladev,
in order to relish spiritual happiness.
in order to relish spiritual happiness,
Similarly, Lord Chaitanya personally appeared as Swayam Prakash Sri Nityananda.
Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as Swayam Prakash Sri Nityananda Mahaprabhu
in order to relish transcendental pastimes.
in order to relish transcendental pastimes
Enjoy spiritual happiness.
and enjoy spiritual happiness.
শাস্ত্র প্রমাণ। শ্রী অনন্ত সংহিতায় ধরণীর শেষ সংবাদে শ্রী যমুনাচার্য বা আলবাদনরূকৃত স্তোত্ররত্নে শ্লোক 40 শয্যা আদি বহু মূর্তিভেদে সেবানর্থ স্বয়ং ভগবান শ্রী গৌরকৃষ্ণের শেষ তত্ত্বলাভ হেতু অনন্তদেবের শেষ সংজ্ঞা। নিবাস শয়াসন পাদু অঙ্ক শুক প্রধান বর্ষতপ বারণাদিভি শরীর ভেদৈষ তব শেষতাং গতই যথোচিতং শেষ ইতি রীতে জনই।
So this is a translation of the Sanskrit verse.
So, this is the translation of the Sanskrit verse. O my Lord, when will I satisfy you and Lakshmi, who are both seated on the bed of Ananta? Although he is your transcendental personal expansion, he has accepted your service in the form of your residence, bed, sitting place, slippers, garments, pillow, and umbrella. Therefore, he is appropriately known by the people as Sesha.
From the Srimad Bhagavatam 10.3.25.
This is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.3.25.
In the following words.
In the following words,
Bhavane ka sishyate sesha samgya.
Bhavan eka sishyate sesha samgya.
At that time you alone remain and you are known as Ananta Seshanag.
At that time you alone remain and you are known as Ananta Sesha Nag.
So we understand how the Vedas tell us how the Lord is.
So we understand from the Vedas that how the Lord is
And how his which things are done by his expansions and which things are done by his energies.
which things are done by his expansions and which things are done by his energies.
We are one of the energies of the Lord.
We are one of the energies of the Lord.
We're the small energy.
We are the small energy,
Jiva Shakti.
Jiva Shakti.
marginal potency.
Marginal potency.
He can fall either in the material or the spiritual.
We can fall either in the material or in the spiritual.
The material world is 1/4 of the total energy.
Material world is 1/4 of the total energy.
3/4 is the spiritual world.
3/4 is the spiritual world.
So we're given a free will to serve the Lord in love
So we have been given a free will to serve the Lord
in love
in love
or not.
or not.
So this material world is a place of where the jivas are independent.
So this material world is the place where the jivas are independent.
We think we're independent.
We think that we are independent.
Actually, we can never be independent of Krishna.
Actually, we can never be independent of Krishna.
But he creates this world with the illusion that we think we're independent.
But he creates this world in an illusion that we think that we are independent.
Because that's what we want.
Because that's what we wanted.
And the Krishna conscious movement is that we want to surrender to Krishna.
And this Krishna consciousness movement is that we want to surrender to Krishna.
And this time it's easy to just like chanting his holy names.
And this time it's easy just by chanting his holy names.
We can return back to the spiritual world.
We can return back to the spiritual world.
So it's a great opportunity to be a human being at this time.
So it's a great opportunity to be a human being at this time
And to accept the process of Lord Chaitanya.
and to accept this process of Lord Chaitanya.
So as a human being, we're able to understand some of the transcendental affairs of the Lord.
So as a human being, we are able to understand some of the transcendental affairs of the Lord.
The animals don't have the intelligence to understand these philosophical things.
The animals don't have the intelligence to understand these philosophical things.
It's like you try to reason to a dog or a cat or some cow.
Just if we try to teach a dog or a cat or a cow,
They can't understand. Even if we knew the language, they couldn't understand.
even if we knew the language, they cannot understand.
So, being a human being, we have this rare potential.
So being a human being, we have this rare potential.
It's not meant to just discover technology.
It's not just meant to discover technology.
It's meant to go back to Godhead.
It's meant to go back to Godhead.
Get out of this prison house.
Get
Out of this prison house
out of this prison house
of repeated birth and death.
of repeated birth and death.
Who likes to repeatedly be born and die again and again?
Who would like to get birth repeatedly and born and die here again and again?
And who would like to serve Krishna eternally?
Who would like to serve Krishna eternally?
So you are very intelligent.
So you are very intelligent.
Okay, last verse tonight.
শ্রী শঙ্কর্ষণাংশ শ্রী গরুরের ও বহুভাবে বিষ্ণু সেবা অনন্তের অংশ শ্রী গরুর মহাবলী লীলায় বহে কৃষ্ণে হইয়া কুতহলী।
Anantadev's part is Sri Garuda, the great powerful.
Anantadeva's part is Sri Garuda, the most powerful.
He is very happy
He is very happy
to carry Lord Krishna
to carry Lord Krishna
and enjoy Krishna's pastimes
and enjoy Krishna's pastimes
as his carrier.
as his carrier.
So Garuda is the portion of Anantadev.
So Garuda is the portion of Anantadev,
And not only is he the carrier of Krishna, but he's simultaneously the carrier of Lord Vishnu.
not only he is the carrier of Anantadev, but he is the carrier of
Krishna.
not only he is the carrier of Krishna, but he is the carrier of Vishnu,
Krishna's expansion.
Krishna's expansion,
Expansion of his expansion.
expansion of his expansion,
Of his expansion.
of his expansion.
In the Stotra Ratna 38, Sri Jamunacharya
In the
says,
Stotra Ratna 38, Yamunacharya says,
in the translation of Jamunacharya's Sanskrit verse,
the translation of the Sanskrit verse by Yamunacharya, O Lord, when will I satisfy you who are present before me with Garuda, your servant, friend, carrier, sitting place, flag, canopy, chamara, and the personified Rig, Sam, and Yajur Vedas. He is decorated with symptoms of having massaged your lotus feet.
Jai Gurudeva Ki!
Jai.
Gurudev, he has this very intimate service to the Lord.
So Garuda Dev, he has very intimate service to the Lord.
Are there any questions?
Any questions? The question is, Roop and Sanatan caused distress to their family members by leaving home. Why could not they keep their jobs and just add Krishna to their lives? By Mishra Bhagwan Prabhu.
The Emperor Hussein Shah,
The Emperor Hussain Shah,
he thought that Sanatan and Rupa are very intelligent,
he thought that Sanatan and Rupa are very intelligent,
and that if they're not working for him, they may work for his enemy.
and if they are not working for him, they may work for his enemy.
So he arrested Sanatan Goswami unless he would promise to continue his service as Prime Minister.
So he arrested Sanatan Goswami unless he promised that he would work as his Prime Minister.
He had so much faith in the word of Sanatan Goswami
He had so much faith in the words of Sanatan Goswami
that if Sanatan Goswami would tell him, I'll work for you as the Prime Minister,
that if Sanatan Goswami would say that I would work for you as your Prime Minister,
he would give him the post and free him from the prison.
he would give him the
Post.
post
And free him from the prison.
and free him from the prison.
It's a strange situation.
It's a strange situation.
From the jail to the highest position of any civilian in the kingdom, in the empire.
From the jail to the highest position of any civilian in the empire.
So he had no choice but to, of course, he didn't want to serve the emperor. He wanted to serve Lord Chaitanya.
Of course, he didn't have any choice, but he didn't want to serve the emperor. He wanted to serve Lord Chaitanya.
And because of his accepting some hardship for himself and his family.
Because of his accepting some hardships for him and his family,
We have the great works like the Brihad Bhagavatamrita,
we have the great works like Brihad Bhagavatamrita,
the Hari Bhakti Vilas,
Hari Bhakti Vilas,
and Rupa Goswami wrote Nectar of Devotion.
and Rupa Goswami wrote Nectar of Devotion,
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu,
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu,
Udashamrita,
Upadeshamrita,
so many other books
and so many other books
which are very much essential
which are very much essential
to understand the philosophy.
to understand the philosophy.
Also, their nephew was Jiva Goswami,
Also, their nephew was Jiva Goswami,
and his Shat Sandarbhas.
and his Shat Sandarbhas.
Prabhupada said that if anyone understands a Shat Sandarbhas,
Prabhupada said that if anyone understands Sat Sandarbhas,
they can never be convinced by any other philosophy.
they can never be convinced by any other philosophy.
So complete is it.
So complete is it.
So we find that some devotees in the beginning of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sankirtan movement,
So we find that in the beginning of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement,
some devotees accepted the distress of joining Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
some devotees express distress.
Some devotees accepted the distress
Some devotees accepted the distress during the time of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
to join Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
This was against Raghunath Das. He was told by Lord Chaitanya,
This was against of Raghunath Das. He was told by Lord Chaitanya,
stay in his home,
stay in his home.
don't abruptly leave.
Don't abruptly leave.
So generally, this was the order of Lord Chaitanya.
Generally, this was the order of Lord Chaitanya.
He didn't want grihastas to suddenly change their ashram.
He didn't want grihasthas to suddenly change their ashrams.
A handful of examples
There are a handful of examples
of people that left their family.
of people those left their family.
Most stayed in their family,
Most stayed in the family,
except for a handful.
except a handful.
Some of the six Goswamis
Some of the 6 Goswamis
and satsang devotees. You can count on 2 fingers, 2 hands,
you can count on 2 hands.
and hundreds and hundreds of Lord Chaitanya's associates.
There were hundreds and hundreds of Lord Chaitanya's associates.
So, for the greater good,
So, for the greater cause,
you can say, oh, why did Lord Chaitanya take sannyas? He didn't need to take sannyas.
we can say why Lord Chaitanya took sannyas. He didn't need to take sannyas.
Sannyas was a purificatory process.
Sannyas is a purificatory process.
He's already pure.
He is already pure.
He is the supreme pure.
He is the supreme pure.
He was reciprocating with his vanishing Sita as Lord Ram.
He was reciprocating with banishing Sita when he was Lord Ram.
So this time he was banished,
So this time he was banished.
and Sita stayed home.
And Sita stayed home.
That's Vishnu Priya.
That's Vishnu Priya.
And there are other things like to spread the Sankirtan movement,
And there are other things like spreading the Sankirtan movement,
enjoying the relishing the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna,
relishing the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna,
and so on.
and so on. Why a disciple have to write Vyasa Puja homage to spiritual master?
I don't think you have to write
I don't think you have to write
Vyasa homage.
a Vyasa Puja homage.
You can speak it out.
You can speak it out.
But some people would rather write it.
But some people would rather write it.
They feel indebted to the Guru,
They feel indebted to the Guru,
so it's voluntary.
so it's voluntary.
No one's beating you with a stick.
No one is beating you with a stick.
Which reminds me, I have to send in my homage to Prabhupada.
Which reminds me of sending the homage to Srila Prabhupada, my homage.
April 1st was the general deadline, but I think GBCs have 15 days grace.
But generally it was 9, but now GBCs, they have 15
No,
days.
first.
First, but now 15 days grace.
Do you like our ad-free videos? Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.